Right now, storms are firing up across parts of Minnesota.
This wave has the potential to really do some damage. Our next weather team is working hard to make sure you have the very latest information on this next weather alert day. Meteorologist Lisa Meadows is in the south of the Twin Cities.
But we begin with meteorologist Mike Augustyniak and the latest on the radar. Mike, what are you seeing out there?
All right, guys. Well, we have been watching a thunderstorm cell with a tornado warning on it for about the past 15 minutes. It's this one right here. We have spotters, the National Weather Service does, on this storm, with the county emergency manager in Meeker County saying that there's weather spotters in the Watkins area checking it out. And so far, we have seen no confirmation that there is anything on the ground. But this is a very, very indicative radar signature here just to the south of Fairhaven that it's possible a tornado could drop from this storm, even briefly, coming up at any moment. So what I want to do is put a storm track on that most dangerous part of the storm as it moves off to the northeast pretty quickly here. And it's headed toward Fairhaven in just the next 9 minutes or so. Linden at 4:19, Clearwater at 4:25. and Palmer at 4:39 if it holds together. These storms have been holding together, but their potential to produce a tornado has sort of been pulsing up and pulsing down over the past hour or so. This is definitely the line of storms just west of the Twin Cities right now that bears the most watching. They are individual thunderstorm cells that eventually will grow into a line, but in their individual form at this point, they have the highest potential to produce a strong, long-track tornado. So we continue to watch this, and if this warning, if we get confirmation that there's a storm on the ground, we're going to interrupt what we're doing in our newscast to bring you that information immediately. We also have some severe thunderstorm warnings across south central Minnesota. These are strong. They could produce hail up to the size of a hen egg or possibly even a tennis ball, and also have the potential to produce 80-mile-an-hour winds as they move east or a little north of due east. We have a tornado watch in effect for western Minnesota. In the past half hour, the Twin Cities Metro, west central Wisconsin, and southern Minnesota have been introduced into that tornado watch until 11 p.m., while northern Minnesota gets the less severe threat, but there still is a severe threat up here. Heavy rain is also a potential with localized street flooding possible. Let me show you the forecast. We're going to go hour by hour from now through 5 o'clock, and you can see that explosive development along that line I was just showing you, hitting us here in the Twin Cities. It's moving 50 miles an hour or so. So by 7 o'clock, it's starting to move east into Wisconsin, Owatonna, Albert Lee, Faribault getting the potential for some severe weather at that point. 9 o'clock, still have that severe threat down to Eau Claire, Winona, Rochester, and Austin, with that rain continuing off to the north. But pretty quickly thereafter, the severe threat goes down to 0, and we dry things out through the overnight tonight. I mentioned Albert Lee. It's 70 degrees there right now and quite steamy with a gusty wind. So we want to see what's happening on the ground. And for that, we're going to send it out to meteorologist Lisa Meadows, who is live with the next weather tracker in Albert Lee. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Mike. Yep, since the storms aren't here yet, we took a moment to step outside of the vehicle, see what the weather conditions are like here. Yes, definitely noticing those winds out of the south. We have winds about 25 miles per hour. We've had wind gusts 46 miles per hour. So we're definitely noticing the winds. We're clouded over, but it's those dew points. Dew points have risen from 60 to 66. That moisture element is increasing, and that's one of those things that helps to increase that likelihood of severe storms. So we're down here in Albert Lee because that storm line that Mike is showing you there is moving from west to east. Now, if any thunderstorms or supercells develop ahead of that line, then we'll be in place to watch those from the south. If not, with that line as it continues to progress from west to east, we're going to stay to the south of some of those individual storm cells. But those storm cells are moving, while the line itself is west to east, the storms themselves are moving from the southwest a little bit to the northeast. So we'll be in a safe position to be in the south and watch those storms as they continue to move. And we'll track this weather system as it does continue to progress and move through as we go throughout the next few hours. So we'll check back with you coming up here shortly. We'll make the decision within the next half hour as to if we're going to go ahead and move further to the north and check out some of those storm cells as they start to progress, or if we hang out here and hold back and watch and wait until that line comes in. But we'll be here with you all throughout the 4 o'clock news, 5 and 6 as well.
All right, Lisa, thank you. Stay safe.
And we want to remind you that this type of weather can be very dangerous.
So here are some important reminders as we wait out these storms. Number one, straight line winds can be just as destructive as a tornado. You'll want to find sturdy shelter and stay away from windows. So no sheds, no storage buildings. Also, avoid large open rooms like cafeterias and gymnasiums. And being in a vehicle is better than being outside, but you'll want to find sturdy shelter as soon as possible.
Speaking of being in a vehicle, let's show you the road conditions in the St. Cloud area. This camera along Highway 15 has become particularly shaky in the last 10 or 15 minutes as the wind picks up. Mike showed you those projections of the storm as it was going towards Clearwater, which is just south of St. Cloud. So that weather is definitely starting to intensify in this part just west of the metro. The roads are getting wet, and again, the wind getting a lot stronger.